Hey everybody, it's Eric from EPautos.com, your libertarian car guy, and let me begin by saying I apologize for the crappy quality of my video here. I'm still using this old rig that I've got that I managed to somehow, I don't know what I did to it, but the picture is now all blurry. I do have a new one, but being a blunt skull when it comes to electronic stuff, I haven't quite yet figured out how to use the thing. Hopefully I'll be able to start using it soon. Anyway, that aside, I wanted to talk a little bit or expand a little bit about the article, on the topic of the article that I posted a little while ago, having to do with the latest fatality involved with the Tesla's self-driving tech. And of course, it's not just Teslas that have this tech. A number of other manufacturers offer it as well. And what I got into in the article was, the lack of accountability is, I think, a very interesting aspect of it, in that who's responsible. Ordinarily, like let's say, right now I'm driving my truck, going down to the gym, and then I'm going down to Lowe's to get some boards, which is why I'm not driving my press car du jour, the Land Rover Evoque, down there, because I'm not sticking boards in it. But anyway, the point is, if I were to not be paying attention, let's say, and veer off into the left lane there and hit that car that's coming at me, of course I'd be responsible for that. I'd get the tickets, I'd get the fines, I'd be the one who would have to pay for the damage, or my insurance would, etc. You get the point. But when it comes to this self-driving technology, well, who's the responsible party in that case? Hang on, I'm going to try to pass this guy with my mighty truck. Give her a run, she's caught, Captain! Ugh, the engines, they will not take anymore! Ugh. We made it. See, even when you're driving a slow old truck, you can still pass a slow driver in a new car. Anyhow, no one's particularly accountable for it, and that's a very odd thing. And I think the worst thing about it is that the government's not accountable. The government is the entity, the safety apparatus, NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, is this government entity that ostensibly wants to keep us safe, and yet it gives the green light, if you will, to things like self-driving technology, which are demonstrably dangerous. We've got cases of people being run over by self-driving cars, people being run into. So clearly, why can't you sue NHTSA? You'd think you would be able to sue NHTSA. Okay, so that's what the article gets into, and if you're interested in more about that, you can check that out on the site. The other thing that I wanted to get into, which I did not get into in the article, has to do with the Kafkaesque aspect of all of this self-driving technology. What do I mean by that? Well, it's marketed as self-driving technology, right? So if you take it at its plain meaning, the vehicle drives itself. In other words, the driver thinks, yay, I don't have to drive. I can go to sleep. I can text. I can send emails. Whatever it is I want to do, it doesn't matter. I don't have to drive because I have a self-driving car. And yet, at the same time, if you read the fine print, at least with Teslas, I have got a photocopy of this somewhere, the driver is still expected to be ready to intervene, and that's the exact term, ready to intervene at any time that the circumstance warrants. So, in effect, he's expected to be the person that's in charge of the driving of the car, and at the same time told that the car is self-driving. And the way I see it, it's either one or the other. It can't be both, or at least if it is both, then it's pointless. If the self-driving technology, the self-driving car, Tesla or otherwise, requires the driver to be paying attention to what's going on, to be looking at the road, to be prepared at any moment to put his hands on the wheel, to make steering corrections, to apply the brakes, any of those things, then the car is not self-driving. And yet at the same time, I think it's very clear that he is being egged on, encouraged to believe that it is, and to use this technology. And someone once made the comment about giving an idiot child a machine gun. And I'm not suggesting that people who buy these cars are idiots, but the point is, if the technology requires you to be ready to jump in, well, then it really isn't ready for it to be self-driving, is it? And it's unreasonable, and it's unsafe, because no matter what, if you're really not actively involved in driving, if you haven't already got your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road and your feet near the pedals and you're paying attention and you're ready to intervene, it's going to take a second or a fraction of a second or whatever it is for you to recognize what's going on, to look up, oh my gosh, there's somebody walking in the road, and boom, by that time it's already too late. you've run the guy over. Now you've got that on your conscience, leaving aside who's accountable for that. So I think the whole thing is a great debacle and also a great big con. And I think it also exposes the great big hypocrisy of the government safety apparatus, which likes to tell us about how concerned they are for our safety. All right, that's all I've got. More up at EPautos.com, the web's best libertarian gearhead site. If you like what you've been seeing there and hearing on my channels on Rumble and also on YouTube, which I've returned to, just for the sake of to see what happens. They'll probably deplatform and demonetize me at some point, like they did back during the event that was marketed as a pandemic. We'll see. Anyway, hope to see you up on the site, and I hope you let people know about it if you like it, and I'll catch up with you again soon.